10 months of toil are nearly over. The Scottish Premier League season draws to a close with most issues already settled, but Kilmarnock and Hearts still have a bit of work to do in the quest for European football. Celtic have done most of their work by early April when they clinched the title, but they do have an incentive tonight. They could become the first Scottish side to reach 100 points in a season, and when you consider there are only 114 points up for grabs, it just goes to show what a sensational season it's been for Martin O'Neill's men. Although the side on show today bears little resemblance to the side that has produced the goods in most of the matches throughout the campaign. Quick reminder for any Celtic fans who might have missed the news earlier, Henrik Larsson has a slight hamstring tweak, but he'll be okay for the Scottish Cup final. Lubomir Moravcik, though, has a gashed leg after a training ground collision with Dimitri Karin yesterday. He required several stitches and is considered a doubt for the Cup final. It would be unnatural if a few Celtic minds weren't on next week's Cup final, except that not many of this starting 11 are going to begin proceedings next week. Kilmarnock have had their fair share of European action in recent years. They would love to be on their travels again next season. If they become only the third Scottish side to beat Celtic this season, they will be in the UEFA Cup. Just over 22 years ago, on April the 7th, 1979, Andy McCoist made his Scottish League debut for St Johnstone. The rest is almost history. Over 400 goals later, a glittering career comes to an end here. But wouldn't it be just typical of McCoist to bow out with a goal against Celtic? He put 27 past them in Old Firm games for Rangers. Sean Maloney was born 4 years after Ali started playing. The 18-year-old caught the eye on his debut in the last Old Firm game at Ibrox and appears to have a very bright future. And the man in charge on the final day at Rugby Park is John Underhill. Martin O'Neill not taking any chances today. He spoke of the injury to Lubomir Moravcik in training, and I suppose that sums up just how unlucky you can be, really. He wasn't going to risk any more of his players today. Before the kick-off, there will be a minute's silence in memory of Bobby Murdoch. A moving tribute to a Lisbon Lion, to a legend. Kilmarnock are sick of the sight of Celtic, having lost all 4 previous meetings this season, including the League Cup final 3-0 at Hampden and including a 6-0 walloping at Celtic Park. So they probably owe the Glasgow Giants one. Is it payback time today? If it is, and they claim a victory, there's absolutely nothing that Hearts can do. Kilmarnock would be going into the UEFA Cup. But the fact that it is virtually a Celtic second string might not necessarily work in their favour, because some of these boys put out by Marshall O'Neill today will be rather keen to impress.
Yeah, I don't think Kilmarnock will ever have a better chance of Ian, because quite apart from the youth of the side, it does take 11 players time to develop an understanding, and I don't think we'll see the usual fluency from Celtic in that regard, so I think Killie have a real chance here.
And of all the latest from Tynecastle, where Hearts face Dundee, and from the other games as the afternoon progresses. Celtic kicked off the Scottish Premier League season on Sky Sports with a 2-1 win at Dundee United at the end of July last year. Little did they realise that 10 months on, they would be on the verge of an amazing treble. On the final day, the final place in the UEFA Cup is up for grabs. Jamie Smith. Here's Jackie McNamara. Alan Stubbs, and great to be commentating on him in action again. That's come off Gus MacPherson. Stefan Mahi, remember him? One of the forgotten men. And a real head of steam from Giacomo here. And he was eventually stopped in his tracks by Olivier Tebele, another of the forgotten men of Celtic.
That's a good challenge from Tebele, but a terrific aggressive run down the outside there by Paul Di Giacomo, a young man that Bobby Williamson thinks very highly of, and already stretching Celtic in the left-back position.
And that time, I think it's going to be a free kick. Tebele a little over-aggressive with his challenge on the 18-year-old. Di Giacomo, born in Glasgow, but an Italian granddad explains the name. The free kick will be taken by one of the recently arrived Spaniards at Rugby Park, Antonio Calderon. Not bad either, although Robert Douglas not too troubled. Having said that, Douglas has sat out the last couple of games. Jonathan Gould and Dimitri Karim were given a run out. Alan Healy was caught in possession, but it didn't prove too costly. Fotheringham. Vega just went the wrong side of Maloney. Two kids up front for Celtic today. And then Vega not given a rest though. He will surely start the cup final next week, as will Robert Douglas, but maybe not many of the others on show. Although Jackie McNamara could be in with a shout if Moravcik fails to make it. Hearts waiting to pounce if Kilmarnock fail to win here. Ramon Vega. Just blocked by Mahood. Bobby Williamson hoping to take Kilmarnock into Europe for the 4th time. And that's not bad going.
Yeah, he's done well, Ian, in some respects, so I think he's made a rod for his own back. You know, he won the Cup, he's taken him regularly into Europe, and there's a level of expectation here in Ayrshire now, which at times perhaps is a bit unrealistic. I don't think he would have it any other way, though.
Gordon Marshall facing his former club. On by Hay. Here's Kevin McGowne, who scored a stunning free kick against Hearts last time we were here. Celtic suffered only their second league defeat of the season last week when Dundee won in Glasgow. Rangers the only other side to hustle the hoops this season. The recent history of this fixture certainly favours Celtic in a very big way. And Marshall having to send that one into touch. Celtic seeking a 7th successive victory over Kilmarnock. Mahi's throw. Bit of a whack on the head for Smith then. Chris Guinness came across. Aaron Stubbs scored on his return at Hibs the other week. McNamara's corner. Stubbs looking to get to that, but it's drifted behind. Great to see him back in action though after his battle with cancer, which kind of put everything that happens in football into perspective.
Yeah, terrific to see him back in, and what a capable footballer he is as well. One of the few we have in this country who are good enough with the ball at their feet to step into the midfield and not look out of place.
McNamara's header. Innes, but it comes straight back into Kilmarnock territory from Tebele to Giacomo, and McCoist ends up on the ground in his last ever game. Fotheringham, who hit the headlines not so long ago actually for a sublime piece of skill in a youth game. Fotheringham, one of the rising stars. McCoist is going to latch onto that. Free kick for Kilmarnock. Foul on Jesus Sanjuan. A couple of goals to tell you about in the other games. It's Aberdeen 0, Dundee United 1. Tassos Benitez with an early strike for Dundee United, who secured safety last week. And Motherwell are ahead against relegated St Mirren. Keith Lasley on target down at Fir Park. No goals Tynecastle yet, Park's Dundee. And no goals here. It's early days, as they say. Now Maloney, who really impressed against Rangers when he was given a debut as a sub, but he's been whacked by McGowne.
He's back in his feet, he's okay. Just caught late there by Kevin McGowne. He's trying to knock one in behind there for Jamie Smith, his striking partner, who was on his way.
Jackie McNamara will take this free kick. Ramon Vega is lurking, offside though. One's drifted out. McCoist, so often a thorn in Celtic's side in Old Firm encounters. 27 goals against them for Rangers. Now he would love to bow out of the game with one against the old enemy today. MacPherson's throw to Mahood. That might ask a bit too much of Giacomo, although he's going to give Stubbs a bit of a test.
Well, he wasn't for giving it up there, Paul Di Giacomo. Looking very lively early on. And that for me is always obstruction. I don't know how defenders get away with that at times.
Sounds like you had that done to you a few times.
Just a few.
Vega, Tom Boyd playing in that right wing-back role. Had his testimonial against Manchester United, of course, in midweek. Over 57,000 turned up, so the drinks are definitely on him later on. Tebele struggling to get to that. Here's Mahi. He's lost out to Giacomo, who's causing Celtic all sorts of problems. MacPherson. Sanjuan sold a little short. Away by Healy, although it cannoned off Calderon. McGowan's header. Here's Hay, but not for long. And Boyd will find Smith. And now his fellow youngster Maloney, but Chris Innes was quickly in. McCoist. Passed out to Colin Healy, but Alan Mahood takes over. to Giacomo, who's certainly looking lively. Alan Stubbs had to get that right. He did, but he still hasn't got it away yet. Celtic had so many bodies back there, mind you.
Well, you're dead right there, Ian. He had to get it spot on inside the box here, Alan Stubbs. It was a terrific challenge in the end. And once again, it's the Giacomo's willingness to go in behind here that causes the problem. Then Alan Stubbs at full stretch did very well.
Just 18 years of age to Giacomo. He's relishing every minute of this contest so far. Sanjuan's header finds his fellow countryman Calderon. Both of them came from Airdrie. Boyd decides to let it run with Gary Hay in close attendance. Kilmarnock last beat Celtic going on 3 years ago. If Hearts do overcome Dundee today, they're going to have to find a victory from somewhere, however rare it might be, against Celtic. There was no European football for Kilmarnock last season, but that was a one-off in Bobby Williams' time at the club. They finished second from bottom, and although it's often said that tables never lie, they were never really quite that bad, as they've proved by bouncing back this season. McGowne seeking out Hay, but just couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, but I think that's what Kilmarnock will need this afternoon, Ian. Both Gus MacPherson and Gary Hay to try and get down the outside on either side of the pitch and get a delivery into the box. That is the way the system is set up this afternoon. Martin O'Neill hoping to become only the second Celtic manager to lead the club to a treble. The other one, of course, Jock Stein. Overhit by Fotheringham. Kilmarnock have made very hard work of trying to clinch this European place. They've only managed one win in their last 10 league games. They've had so many chances to see off Hearts, but they haven't taken those chances, hence it all comes down to the final day. To be fair, they do usually have something to play for, Kilmarnock, on the final days. Not looking at its best for sure, but Celtic might find a similar sort of pitch waiting for them next week at Hampden Park. Olivier Tebbley, John Barnes signing, who really hasn't figured much in Martin O'Neill's reign. In fact, this is only his third start of the season. Tebbley launching it, and Tom Boyd trying to get in, but it's going to be a free kick against the Celtic captain. Yeah, Tebbley played into a good area, Ian. Tom Boyd just looking, I think, for a knockdown here. The hands are up and he's all over Gary Hay, but it's a good ball into a good area. A little crowded in there. Calderon calms it down. Here's Dindeleux, who's just agreed a new contract with Kilmarnock. Really has proved a fine acquisition for them as well. Spent most of his career with Lille in his homeland France. And Bobby Williamson is really full of praise for him. Model professional, all-round good guy.
Kilmarnock hammered 5-1 at Rangers last week, hoping to avoid another defeat at the hands and the feet of the old firm. Away by Fotheringham. By Healy, rather. Hayes throw. Dindeleux playing it safe by just touching that one into the stand.
Well, the game dead level there, and you can see that, but you have to say that neither side really has settled so far. A lot of tension out there as well, certainly from the Kilmarnock point of view. This is a big game for them.
Here's Melody. Oh, he gave it away. Mahood. And McCoist. Mahood, this is better from Kilmarnock, to Giacomo. Gave it away though to McNamara. Ramon Vega to Colin Healy. Now Tebele. Celtic look to launch a raid on the Kilmarnock goal. Mahi. Jamie Smith. Mahi helped it on, he was caught by Kevin McGowne. It's going to be a free kick in a promising position for the champions.
He does well here, Mahi. Kevin McGowne, I think, feels that he was playing for this, and he might have been. Doesn't mean a lot to make him go down there, but then Celtic got a free kick in a position where they might feel like they get a shot on target here.
Fotheringham is standing over it. He made a couple of appearances towards the end of last season, in fact. But to wait to the end of this season for another opportunity. Fotheringham went past the wall, but didn't really have enough on it to trouble the former Celtic keeper Marshall. MacPherson will let that go for a throw. Giacomo. Tebele for a Kilmarnock throw. MacPherson's throw, Mahood trying to get on the end of that. It's away by Tebele though. And some more goal news from the other games in the Scottish Premier League. Rangers 1-up against Celtic's cup final opponents Hibs. George Albet's linked with a return to Hamburg, scoring from the penalty spot. And it's a good final day for Dundee United. They're now 2-0 up at Aberdeen. Derek Lilly, who's proved an excellent signing for them, has got their second goal at Pittodrie. And it's predictably a little nervy for Kilmarnock as they try to ensure a passage into Europe. Goals between Hearts and Dundee. None here either. MacPherson. Oh, that was pretty neat. Here's to Giacomo. Tebele has got the better of him that time, although the Kilmarnock fans felt unfairly so.
Yeah, he should have played it a bit earlier here, and as soon as he picks the ball up, he's got bodies at the back post. He should have played the diagonal. Trying to go past Tebele. Again, that has to be obstruction at best there from Olivier Tebele. But the Giacomo looking very lively.
Ramon Vega. McNamara. Boyd felt the force of that challenge, but I think he'll be okay. And only sending it back. Here's Healy, and again Mahi, away by Dindeleux, calmly down by MacPherson for Chris Innes. It's going to go straight down Alan Stubbs' throat. Now chance for McNamara to make progress. Vega. Celtic, if they win, will tot up 100 points. Stubbs. Gary Hayes header and Dindeleux on hand. Calderon launching one up towards Giacomo.
I think they're just struggling at the moment to get the front two into the game, the two youngsters, and there are times where both Jamie Smith and Sean Maloney are dropping off, and if they're both going to do that, one of the midfield players, at least one, has to be prepared to go beyond them into the space.
Helped on by Maloney. Boyd was going to try and pick out Smith. Kilmarnock, though, dealing with that. Not much height up front for Celtic today, although Smith did win that header. No Chris Sutton, of course, in the squad. He's missed the last 5 games, and I'm sure that will put his cup final place in a little bit of jeopardy, although Martin O'Neill was telling us before the game that he's coming along quite nicely. Maybe he'll be just ready for the cup final. Sanjuan having to retrieve the ball. The Wolves fans will remember him. He had a short spell with them a few years ago on loan. They might remember him anyway. MacPherson. Chris Innes. Oh, what a turn from Smith away from Kevin McGowne. Couldn't quite supply Fotheringham with a decent pass, though.
Yeah, Mark Fotheringham, though, was prepared to get himself forward and a bit of support there, which has to be a bit more encouraging for Celtic. But a terrific spin by Jamie Smith there to lose Kevin McGowne in the first place. How's that for a turn? Great stuff.
McGowan's off to buy a ticket to get back in. McCoist flicked that on, but Stefan Mahi is there to mop up. Mahi hasn't been seen much this season. MacPherson, never one to give up. Sanjuan couldn't quite return it to McCoist. Jackie McNamara steps in. Now Ramon Vega, who's been impressive since joining from Spurs, where he had become a bit of a joke figure, really. Mahi. Here's Maloney. Just clipped by Mahood. Mahi. One back by Sanjuan, and Calderon now shunts it through to McCoist. Here's Gary Hay. Scooped into touch by Boyd. And now Kilmarnock get a free kick, which could come in handy. And on Vega, the offender.
Yeah, it's a cheap free kick to give away, and it gives Kilmarnock a chance to throw Chris Innes and Kevin McGowne forward, and Celtic are going to have to defend this on the penalty spot.
McGowne always comes in handy in these sort of situations, but Robert Douglas came for that and touched it away. MacPherson. Now Antonio Calderon. That should be Douglas's, no problem. He duly gives it to Jackie McNamara. Boyd. No flag here. And what a chance for Smith. Oh, just wide.
Well, a lot of room in behind there. Smith had timed his run to perfection. You see Healy checking out here in the central area. Smith prepared to go in behind. Kilmarnock well up the pitch. Had a chance to take it on a bit, Ian, in on goal there. Made up his mind early here to hit it first time on the volley. Never really a threat to Gordon Marshall's goal.
He has scored a couple this season, Jamie Smith, in a 6-0 win against Aberdeen, if I remember correctly, and also one against Hearts in the League Cup. Might not get too many better chances to add to his tally than that, as the flag stayed down. Sanjuan. Here's Giacomo taking on Tebeli, but the former Sheffield United man managed to get a block in. Dindeleux has scored with 3 headers this season. He'll be amongst those looking to get on the end of Calderon's corner. In fact, there's not much chance anyone would. Comfortably cleared by Mahood. Still no goals at Tynecastle between Hearts and Dundee in the other crunch game on the final day of the Scottish Premier League season. Kilmarnock 2 points ahead of Hearts, so if they were to draw here and Hearts won, the Jambos would make it in Europe because they have a better goal difference. Maloney charging through after receiving from Smith. Sean Maloney! And he's fired wide, and both the strikers have had great chances in the space of a couple of minutes.
Unbelievable pacey. He must take 4 or 5 yards out of Chris Innes and Kevin McGowne here. Gets himself in behind, not the best finish. But blistering pace there from young Sean Maloney, who we first saw at Ibrox. And if you're a defender and Kilmarnock are playing high up the pitch, the last thing you want on the opposing side is this kind of pace to get in behind you.
Well, he should have scored against Rangers, and he should have scored against Kilmarnock perhaps then. To Giacomo. Blocked by Stubbs. His former club Bolton still have a bit of business left this season. The First Division playoff final against Preston, live on Sky Sports. To Giacomo. Tebeli stuck with him again, and Stephen Mahi picks it up. There's more football coming up on Tuesday night. Arsenal are 5-0 up from the first leg, but hey, it's only half time, as they say. UEFA Youth Cup final on Tuesday, second leg. Maloney's centre will be taken by Marshall.
I don't think Tom Boyce too chuffed he comes 60 yards on the right hand side there to offer himself.
Giacomo taking on Tebeli. That's an intriguing duel between these two. He's a little unfortunate there. It's come off him to Giacomo.
Oh, he's got a problem because Tebeli is very, very quick. And if you're a wide player, the last thing you want with your full-back opponent is pace like this. And he's finding it very hard to get away from him.
Tom Boyd knew what he was doing all along, really. Dindeleux covering. Kilmarnock have won more games away than at home this season. Approaching the half-hour mark. It's 0-0 here and at Tynecastle between Hearts and Dundee. The last UEFA Cup place on offer. And I think that might be obstruction by Alan Stubbs.
Immediate acknowledgement there from Alan Stubbs. But Kilmarnock really have to try and ask a few questions of Celtic at the back end. They haven't had a shot on Robert Douglas's goal that's been of any threat so far.
Dindeleux's free kick aimed towards Ali McCoist, but it's pretty tame in the end for Douglas. McCoist in from the start in his last game because Andy McLaren is suspended and Craig Dargo, who's had an excellent season, is out with an ankle injury. There's a bit of an end-of-season pass. Vega. Stubbs. Dundee United 2-0 up at Aberdeen. Motherwell 1 up on St Mirren, and Rangers 1 up on Hibs on the final day of the SPL season. Tebele. Healy. Healy hassled by McGowne, but he fended him off. That was a bit loose from McNamara. Here's to Giacomo. McCoist ahead of him. Gary Hayes making a run to the left. Ramon Vega. Boyd. Jamie Smith looking to latch onto that. Dindeleux got there first though. The Frenchman, an accomplished performer for Kilmarnock this season. Here he is again. McCoist, fouled by Stubbs.
I'd love to know what he said.
In this, well, that's cut out by Healy. Now Kilmarnock could be in trouble. Healy to Maloney. Oh, well, Celtic completely lost their way then. Mahood, he's managed to poke it through to Giacomo. McCoist in the box, of course. Calderon arriving as well, and Sanjuan there too! Off the post from Sanjuan. Nearly, but not quite for Killie. Boyd. Maloney. Oh, he's looking to get away again. Watch out, Kilmarnock, but he's hit it first time, and it's a rather miserable effort in the end.
Yeah, Bobby Williamson will be cursing the luck of Sanjuan there. The Giacomo shown the inside by Stubbs and picks out Sanjuan well. He's under pressure, has to take it early, and it's just moving from right to left there. And eventually it's just a couple of inches too far left.
And it's playing it safe. Kilmarnock have scored fewer goals and conceded more than any other team in the top 6. And it really has been an arduous effort in trying to clinch this European place. I fancy Marshall for that one. Played his last game for Celtic on the day Henrik Larsson made his debut for them. No Larsson today though, he's probably watching at home on shore, a little hamstring tweak, but he'll be okay for the Scottish Cup final next Saturday. Lubomir Moravcik though, struggling a little bit after a training ground collision with Dimitri Kari, and that'll be a real concern for Martin O'Neill. Healy's looking to get on the end of that, but never really much chance of it. Sanjuan, who hit the post, finds Calderon. Tebele cuts out the return. Fotheringham. Might come to Jamie Smith. Calderon. I think that'll be a free kick, fouled by Fotheringham. There's a goal at Fir Park, another one, an equaliser for St Mirren, who sadly will be leaving us after today from the Scottish Premier League. Jose Katongo on target at Fir Park. Here's Freddie Dindeleux. Skidded underneath his boot. Mahood. Dindeleux managing to send that one up towards McCoist. Teverly held firm, but here's Jesus Sanjuan. And he's put Hay in. But Tom Boyd sorts him out. Alan Mahood, once signed by Brian Clough at Nottingham Forest. Giacomo losing out. Antonio Calderon to Giacomo. McCoist! Oh, he's dragged it wide. So close to a farewell goal against Celtic.
Well, they did so well to make the chance in the first place. Olivier Teverly trying to be too clever in the first place. McCoist shows himself terrific diagonal, stays onside, played on by Vega. And 9 times out of 10, at worst you would expect him to hit the target. He drags it well wide of the left-hand post. And that's the kind of chance from which he's been making his living over the last 20 years, and you really expect him to do better.
I'm sure the Celtic fans behind that goal didn't give him much stick for that one. Mahood. Here's Innes. Kevin McGowne, who was left out at Ibrox last week. Sanjuan. Dindeleux. Dindeloux's centre. Free kick is going to be given, the flag is up.
That's a very late one. It may have been for offside against Ali McCoist when the first ball was played forward, but it took a long time to go up there. Well, he's level here as the ball was played forward. It may have been for backing in there to Teverly, but not a great deal in that.
Here is McCoist. Calderon. To Giacomo. Offside that will be against Alan Mahood. And there's been another goal at Ibrox. I can't imagine Hibs will be too bothered about it though. The cup final on their minds. Ronald de Boer has got a second for Rangers. The curtain comes down on the Scottish season at Hampden Park next Saturday when Martin O'Neill comes up against Alex McLeish and Hibs, with the treble looming for Martin. But Hibs, that time they won the Scottish Cup, 99 years they had to wait. Celtic will be wearing this kit at Hampden as well. Both teams ordered to play in their away strip because of the obvious green and white clash. Here's Fotheringham. Still no goals at Tynecastle. Hearts Dundee, the other match that matters in the quest for a place in the UEFA Cup. Just over 5 minutes of the first half remaining at Rugby Park. Here's Alan Stubbs. Vega. Here's Fotheringham. Teverly. Vega. Jamie Smith losing out to McGowne, but it will be a Celtic corner. It's taken quickly by McNamara. Fotheringham delivers, and Teverly looking to get in, and he might still be there. And brave goalkeeping from Gordon Marshall.
Yeah, Gus MacPherson get a critical touch here though. Heavily under pressure from Kevin McGowne, originally managed to dig it out. You see Tebley back on his feet quickly here. That touch there by MacPherson made all the difference.
Person in need of a bit of treatment. Williamson hoping to take Kilmarnock back into Europe. He's now the longest serving manager in the Scottish Premier League. Person being checked out. Superb servant to Kilmarnock down the years, and there have been quite a few of the years. A decade. Rugby Park, the former Rangers man. Taken a few bangs and bruises in his time as well, and probably dished a few out. MacPherson is back with us. Here's Ramon Vega. McNamara, and Colin Healy pops up. He'll go for goal, but it was always dribbling wide.
Yeah, the three central midfielders, Colin Healy's the most willing at the moment to get himself into that kind of area there, and he has been going beyond the front two at times, and he gets himself into a good area here on the edge of the box. Knocked down by Jackie McNamara, falls nicely. First touch is good, but the finishing, like most of the other previous efforts we've seen in this game, just not good enough. Celtic having more of the ball, as you can see there, but Bobby Williamson will feel the chance that fell to Ali McCoist should have separated the sides.
Both the matches that matter are goalless then at Kilmarnock and at Hearts, so if it stays that way, Kilmarnock will be heading into Europe, but quite a long way to go yet. And it could all change, and probably will. Mahood. Ramon Vega. Away by Innes. Here's Sanjuan. Stubbs. Half-time fast approaching at Rugby Park. It's no surprise that Celtic, having conceded a goal in this first half, is an amazing statistic. They've only lost 4 first-half goals away from home all season. That'll please the Anorak Brigade, that one. McNamara putting Boyd in. He's kept it in. Now it's gone out. Boyd. McNamara. Maloney. Flack's gone up for offside. Won't matter here for Colin Healy.
Yeah, it must have been tight. Once again, it's Healy who's prepared to go forward there. A couple of them. Stefan Mai half a yard off as well, although probably deemed to be in passive play.
Just 1 minute of added on time in this first half. Dindeleux standing over this free kick. Robert Douglas shouts, comes and claims. Here's McNamara. Certainly seen plenty of the ball in the first half. Vega and McNamara finally decide to pass it to somebody else. Here's Tebley. It's half-time and it's goalless, although Celtic's young strikers, Smith and Maloney, both had good chances as they burst towards goal. Sanjuan came the closest though. He hit the post for Kilmarnock, and Ali McCoist got a glimpse of goal too, which he didn't perhaps make the most of. The thoughts of Charlie Nicholas coming up with Jim at the break. It's 0-0 in the matches that matter at Kilmarnock and Hearts. About to start the second half, looking for a Killie whitewash by winning all 4 league games this season. Last time they did that was in 1982-83. Celtic also looking to reach 100 points. They'd be the first Scottish side to do that. But that's all peripheral really compared to what might await Kilmarnock. They have a very serious target in sight, a place in the UEFA Cup. At the moment it's theirs, because it's goalless here and goalless too at Hearts. But if Hearts were to win, then Kilmarnock would have to win here. The draw would not be good enough for them because Hearts have a better goal difference. We'll have all the latest from Tynecastle throughout the second half here and from the other games on the final day of the Scottish Premier League season. Will it be Craig Levein or will it be Bobby Williamson going into Europe next season? Only came from nowhere to make a huge impact in the last Old Firm game of the season. No credit to Martin O'Neill for throwing him on in such a big game. Dindeleux's free kick. Dennis came in on it. Celtic crowned champions of Scotland for the 37th time. It was their 80th major honour. They'll be going for their 81st next Saturday at Hampden when they meet Hibs in the Tennent's Scottish Cup final. Mahood turning that one on. And Giacomo looking to give Tebele something to think about, but unable to do so on that occasion. Kilmarnock have lost 8 times at home in the league here this season, which is not even approaching good enough. I think Ali McCoist is going to come off soon for Kilmarnock, because Christophe Cocard is waiting to come on. Dindeleux knocks it away. Here's Boyd. Straight to Calderon. And now Gary Hay. Tebele stopping Giacomo in his tracks. Gary Hay and Tebele got a bit entangled. And the free kick has been given to Killie.
Yeah, before that, Gary Hay had a great chance to this. Tebele challenge there, denied here the chance of playing Ali McCoist, and had made a terrific run through the middle. Ali McCoist completely unmarked.
So Kilmarnock hoping something will come of this. McCoist, this might be his last chance to grab a goal. He has a problem with his calf muscle, we understand. Oh, that one's bounced awkwardly in front of Robert Douglas.
Yeah, he struck it well enough here. Had the angle been slightly different, Ali McCoist might have been in the end of it as it kicks up here. Ali McCoist pursuing it in.
Jamie Smith sniffing, but it's away by McGowne. To Giacomo. Got the better at Tebele that time. Here he goes, charging past Alan Stubbs as well. McCoist waiting for the centre, doesn't reach him though.
Well, Stubbs did well at full stretch, but you saw the pace of the youngster there again. Comes inside Tebele this time, and then decides to go outside of Alan Stubbs, and he has the pace to get there. And at full stretch, Alan Stubbs did a crucial touch.
Kilmarnock are going to make this change. Christophe Cocard is coming on. but thanks for the memories, Super Ali. After 22 years and 415 goals at club level, Ali McCoist bids farewell to the game. A legend. The Kilmarnock fans give him a good send-off. I have to say there weren't too many Celtic fans applauding him. McCoist struggling with a calf muscle problem. That's why he's had to go off. The curtain coming down on an extraordinary career. Not only for Rangers, but for Scotland as well. And for St Johnstone and Sunderland and Killie. MacPherson trying to give Celtic something to think about. So McCoist can now concentrate on the old showbiz career. Here's Maloney. Will it open up for him? It might just. And he slips it through to Stefan Mahi. He might have done a little better.
Youngster did well to create the chance in the first place, and he's forced inside onto his left here. And still does enough under pressure from Gus MacPherson to find Mahi, who's onside, played on by Chris Innes. And again, he should be hitting the target. The angle doesn't do him any favours here, but should be hitting the target from that range.
Mahood's volley. Well, St Mirren are on their way back down to the First Division, but they might be bowing out with a victory. They've gone 2-1 up at Motherwell. An all too rare goal for Graham Fenton, who I remember watching as a teenager win the League Cup with Aston Villa. Big Ron's team beat Manchester United in 1994, but he didn't quite fulfil his potential. It remains goalless here at Rugby Park and at Tynecastle, where Hearts are playing Dundee, with the last European place up for grabs. At the moment, it's Kilmarnock who are heading into Europe, but it could, of course, quite easily change.
Well, that's the problem. Ian, do Kilmarnock go for it big time, or do they sit in and hope that Hearts don't score at Tynecastle? Speaking to Bobby earlier on in the week, he said that they have to go on the assumption that Hearts are going to win that game. And he was looking for Kilmarnock to be positive and try and get in about Celtic. But I think the longer this game goes on, and if there is no news from Tynecastle, I think the natural tendency for Kilmarnock would be to try and sit in and defend what they have.
Here's Maloney. Dindeleux getting ready to take this free kick. Here's Gary Hay. And instead of sending that one high into the sky. I think the ball has disappeared out of the ground here. Cocard. Gary Hay's centre. Cleared by Stubbs. Smiles, and no wonder after what he's been through. Nobody's back playing. Cocard is going to run that out. It's a goal kick. There has been a goal at Tynecastle, and it's gone to Hearts. Stefan Adam, the scorer. So as it stands at the moment, the Jambos would be heading into Europe, because a draw would not be good enough for Kilmarnock. Their goal difference way behind Hearts. I'm sure the news of that goal will filter through to the fans here at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock have got to go for it, because at the moment it's Hearts who are heading into Europe. Fotheringham. Offside.
And again, it's Healy who's prepared to get himself forward, and again I think this must have been pretty tight here. Made a lot of intelligent runs, Colin Healy. Well, does Kevin McGowne get up in time here on the near side? Perhaps just. Kilmarnock living dangerously there.
Well, Bobby Williamson said he didn't really want to know what was going on at Tynecastle, but it might filter around Rugby Park. He's gone a little quiet, must be said. MacPherson. Giacomo against Tedley has been one of the more absorbing tussles in this game. Sanjuan. Calderon, but Vega turns it back to Robert Douglas. Kilmarnock, remember, haven't beaten Celtic for going on 3 years. They've got to come up with something now. The flag will go up for offside against Christophe Cocard.
Well, Kilmarnock, I think the better of the second half action areas, Ian, but I'm quite sure that Jerry McCabe, who's down in the dugout there, Bobby, of course, up in the stand, will be trying to get word onto the pitch, and they really have to get one here.
As it stands at the moment, a draw, not good enough for Kilmarnock. Chris Innes steering that one away, but only straight to Stephen Mahi. Smith. Mahi, who was sent off the last time Kilmarnock did beat Celtic. McNamara trying to get in here, but it's going to spin off his boot and go behind. Well, the Kilmarnock fans are trying to urge their team on, because they know that their heroes have got to pull something out of the bag here. A few fans listening on their radios, following the progress from Tynecastle. MacPherson. Gary Hay. Here's Calderon. Cocard on for the injured McCoist. It's not going to be kept in though by Gary Hay, and there's going to have to be a real sense of urgency about Kilmarnock soon, although there's still over half an hour to go. Certainly has gone rather quiet from a Kilmarnock point of view. A big goal kick. Cocard thought he was fouled by Stubbs.
Yeah, I can see his point as well, Ian. Alan Stubbs, left hand, outstretched here. Cocard was never allowed to get anywhere near it. You can see why he was frustrated.
It's a nervous time at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock are no longer in pole position for UEFA Cup place. They're up against effectively a Celtic reserve side here. Mind you, there's still a fair bit of talent on show, even if it is a virtual second string. The offside flag goes up against Cocard. Kilmarnock missing Andy McLaren through suspension and Craig Dargo through injury. Could have been two of their decent bets for a goal, I guess. They'll be hoping they can find one from somewhere. Cocard hasn't exactly been amongst them lately. Did get a good few chances against Hearts when we were here last, though. Calderon, it opens up a little bit for him. And now his fellow Spaniard, Sanjuan. Gary Hay is not kept that in.
That's the story of the afternoon, Ian, and the frustration starting to spread through the Kilmarnock support here.
Well, St Mirren have had a pretty good end to the season, despite being relegated, but what happened before the last few weeks condemned them really. They're 3-1 up at Motherwell though, and it's a second goal for Jose Kitongo. Tongo's former club Hearts heading into the UEFA Cup at the moment. Courtesy of a better goal difference than Kilmarnock. McNamara took it off Calderon. Here's Colin Healy, the impressive young Irishman. Olivier Teveli. Healy showing too much of that to Chris Innes. Calderon. Free kick given in his favour.
A good example there of the footwork of Calderon, Ian, but hasn't really been in this game, hasn't imposed himself at all in the match.
Played for the likes of Mallorca and Rayo Vallecano in Spain, but none of the really big clubs, although I suppose Mallorca might think they are a really big club now, having had a very successful few seasons. Dindeleux's free kick eludes McGowne and Innes, I think it was, coming in. Indeed it was. Kilmarnock 46 points behind Celtic in the table. Jamie Smith skipping away from all comers, but he will get the free kick. Bobby Williamson has left his place in the director's box to come down to the touchline and to stir his team on to a final flourish this season. Just under half an hour remaining. At the moment, it's Hearts who are heading into Europe. 1-0 up against Dundee. Stefan Adam's goal at Tynecastle. And, oh, it's a little awkward actually off Ramon Vega for Marshall. Stubbs does come through to Smith, who has Dindeleux to contend with. It's trickled over the line. It'll be a Kilmarnock throw. Celtic with 31 wins in 37 league games this season. Astonishing, really. Mahood feeding it back to Marshall. Cocard rising with Stubbs, the two number 6s. Here's Tebeli. Mahi advancing down that left-hand flank, but Giacomo showing the sort of determination that will come in handy for Kilmarnock as the season draws to a close. They've got to come up with something.
Yeah, I think a few of his teammates could do with a similar attitude to young Giacomo. Kilmarnock have to go and try and press the ball, I think, a bit quicker. Deny Celtic any time on it.
Cocard. Mahood delivers. It's away by Ramon Vega. Dindeleux knocks it back in, but Stubbs steers it through to Douglas. Another goal at Ibrox, and another goal for Ronald de Boer. Maybe the best of him is still to come as well next season. Rangers 3-0 up against Hibs, who have their minds firmly fixed on the Scottish Cup final next week when they play Celtic. But they won't play many of these Celtic players next week. Giacomo is always going to be second best to Stubbs then.
You can see that Kilmarnock are having plenty of the ball in, but they're not really asking any questions of Celtic now. Finished the first half strongly, but they haven't really created anything at all in the second half. And he doesn't really have too many options in the bench either, Bobby. Big Dargo out, injured, of course.
Calderon now has given it to Christophe Cocard. They need to come up with something here, Kilmarnock. They've lost the momentum a little bit, although to Giacomo's centre. Other Douglas are Oriel too. Boyd. Dindeleux. Gary Hay couldn't bring it under control. Mahi. Innes fouled Maloney. Kilmarnock have only scored 19 goals at home in the Scottish Premier League this season. That is the lowest tally of all the clubs at home. The fact was a little late then against Burnley.
Yeah, it took a while to put his flag up here. He's about 4 or 5 yards off. And the killer supporters in front of us wanted young Maloney booked there for continuing to put the ball in the back of the net. And they're aware the clock is ticking down here. Every second precious now to Kilmarnock.
The linesman took his time then, but it was a close one, eh? At the moment, the European place is slipping away from Bobby Williamson. McNamara. Maloney's going to chase this, and he's got on the side of McGowne, who recovered. Tom Boyd will take the throw. Victory for Celtic, and they will complete a century of points in the Scottish Premier League. Boyd centre, duly dispatched by McGowne though. It's going to fall for Gary Hay. Innes. Stubbs will fancy that. Here's Hay. Kilmarnock need to find a bit of fire in their bellies to stoke themselves up. Stephen Mahi though with a chance to race away. Now Sean Maloney. And into McGowne though. Now Cocard. Possibilities here perhaps for Killie. Calderon. Not the best of touches from Mahood, but Kilmarnock hang in there, or do they? Jamie Smith is actually going to latch onto that. Well, nobody can hang on to the ball at the moment. Fotheringham just being given a little warning by John Underhill for catching Calderon. It's been a pretty easy game to referee.
Yeah, he's let it go. John Underhill has let the game going. I think as most referees would at this stage of the season, trying to keep the game going.
Maloney. McNamara, Stephen Mahi progressing. McNamara will look for him, but Gus MacPherson was there, although he had to knock it behind for a corner.
I think he was waiting on Gordon Marshall coming there. Yeah, you can see the exchange there between MacPherson and Gordon Marshall. He's just ushering this back, hoping that Gordon Marshall will come, and eventually has the plate behind.
Kilmarnock napping a little bit with the short corner. Quarter of the game remaining. Jamie Smith inside of Hay, away from Dindeleux. Colin Healy, proving to be a real menace, getting stuck in. Cocard. Calderon. Hay. Giacomo, he looks a real talent. MacPherson. Jesus Sanjuan. He was part of the Real Zaragoza team that beat Arsenal in the 1995 Cup Winners' Cup final, the famous final when Naeem scored from the halfway line. Well, you've got to go for it, Kilmarnock, so they're bringing on young James Fowler and taking off just MacPherson. Fowler has only played 18 minutes of football since the turn of the year, so he's either going to be rusty or fresh. "20 minutes remaining. As it stands at the moment, Craig Levein and Hearts are going to get the last UEFA Cup place. One up against Dundee through Stefan Adam. Kilmarnock then would pay the price for a pretty poor goal difference, a minus goal difference in fact, the team as high as them in the table.
That'll be a painful one to lose out in the last game, because Kilmarnock were 15 points ahead of Hearts at one stage this season. Although you have to give Craig Levein's side credit for the way they've eaten into that lead.
Well, if Bobby doesn't make it, it will chew away at him for a while, I think, because they've had so many chances to move clear of Hearts. Maybe they're not finished yet though, to Giacomo. Tebele though, ensuring that he shall not pass.
I think he should have had a free kick though initially. Tebele's hands well up there.
Here's Smith. He could be away here. This is sort of tackle needed by Kevin McGowne. McCoist's really trying to get Kilmarnock going. Calderon, Sanjuan. Here's Calderon. And it goes through to Robert Douglas. Still nothing doing for Kilmarnock. Here's Maloney. He's got the better of Dindeleux, trying to hold him back. He's going to get the free kick eventually.
Terrific turn from the youngster though. Bloody Dindeleux, absolutely skinned here up the line. Terrific ability from the youngster. Bloody Dindeleux hauling him back. And Dindeleux getting a yellow card for that.
First of the game. Tom Boyd then ready to float this one in. Ramon Vega will fancy it. It's away by Dindeleux though. That's going to be a free kick in Kilmarnock's favour. There's more bad news for them though, because at Tynecastle it's Hearts 2, Dundee 0. Colin Cameron with the second for the Jambos. So no doubt about it now, Kilmarnock have got to win as they thought they might on the final day. If it stays all square here, they would lose out on goal difference to Hearts. And it's going to be a rather anxious and nervous time now for Kilmarnock. They need to find a spark from somewhere. Any kind of goal will do. Some fun with plenty to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he reckons if Dindeleux has been booked that Colin Healy might be due a yellow card for persistent fouling.
Sanjuan getting a ticking off from John Underhill, one of the rising stars on the referees circuit. McGowne with the free kick. Cocard rising. Olivier Tebele's missed kick will give Kilmarnock a corner.
Well, they have to make the most of the set pieces from now, Ian, because they're not really troubling Celtic. But Giacomo putting Tebele under pressure. But they really have to make the most of this. This looks their best bet so far.
Kilmarnock praying for a goal. Calderon sends it in, away by Ramon Vega. Back in though by Mahood. Giacomo there with Tebele. And a nasty collision there, and Tebele certainly came off worse.
He's prepared to put his head in here, Olivier Tebele. I think it's the left elbow here that might have caused the damage. Giacomo, like Tebele, is looking at the ball there. It's unintentional.
There's been another goal up at Pitodry. Aberdeen have managed to get it this time. Harold Stavrum the scorer, but Dundee United still ahead in that one. But on the final day, Hearts lead Dundee by 2-0. And at the moment they're heading into Europe, but one goal now. If Kilmarnock hang on, they could yet still snatch that European spot. This is what happened to Olivier Tebele.
I've got to say, Tebele's played well, Ian. Come in from the cold this afternoon. And he's had his hands full with De Giacomo, but he's played him well.
He took a real whack there, Olivier Tebele. He won't be around whilst his throw-in is taken. Gary Hay going for a long un, and it's going to be another corner, and once again they need to make the most of these.
I think we need to get someone who can get above Ramon Degui, because he has defended his penalty area so well this afternoon, as he has done throughout the season.
Kilmarnock search for a hero. Calderon's corner. Oh dear, he's drifted that one out and back in, so it'll be a goal kick. What a waste.
I can only imagine what Bobby Williamson thinks about that. You've got a chance, you've thrown all the big boys up, got a chance of getting a knockdown, and it's completely wasted.
Well, it's the second leg of the FA Youth Cup final this Tuesday night from Ewood Park. Blackburn against Arsenal, and you can see it on Sky Sports 1 from 7:30. The Gunners with a rather healthy first leg lead, it must be said, 5-0. Tebele's throw. Inside the last quarter of an hour of the Scottish Premier League season. Another goal at Fir Park. There's been a few there this afternoon. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 3. Stuart Elliott from the penalty spot. The Kilmarnock fans know that at the moment they won't have to be looking up where their passports are. Hearts ready to head into the UEFA Cup. Inspiration is required from somewhere for Kilmarnock. They have to win. Tebele's throw. Kevin McGowne knocked that one away, but it's going to go back to Tebele. And McGowne knocks it away again. Bit of deja vu. McNamara. Tom Boyd getting in. Fancy flip from Boyd. McNamara's cross. Away by Dindeleux. This went over the head of Maloney. Here's Calderon with a chance to break. Calderon across to Innes. Now to Giacomo. Could be in here. Cocard waiting near post. Mahood in the box too. And Mahood! He's done it! Kilmarnock have scrabbled a goal, and they could yet be heading into the UEFA Cup.
I think it's fitting it was young De Giacomo who set it up, Ian. A wonderful run down the outside. And you see all the pace and the aggression here. Olivier Tebele thinks he's well positioned. De Giacomo gets across the front of him. Good pullback. And Mahood, at last, providing the supporting run from midfield that they've been lacking, gets across Vega. Doesn't get a lot on it, but he gets enough on it. But look how well De Giacomo does. Terrific pullback.
Well, it was slipping away from Bobby Williamson, but as you can tell, he's back in with a shout now. And as often happens in football, it's all changed very suddenly. And Kilmarnock are back in pole position. And now the sorry faces will be on the faces of the Hearts fans at Tynecastle. But hang on a moment, because here come Celtic with Healy. Well struck, but straight at Marshall. Alan Mahood's goal could take Kilmarnock into Europe, except that Jamie Smith is trying to give them a bit of a panic attack.
Well, he made up an awful lot of ground, Alan Mahood, to get in the end of the pullback. See Giacomo, a quick look up there before he played him in. And Mahood, under pressure from Vega, gets a toe poke on it. And what an important toe poke that could be when the dust settles on the fixtures this afternoon.
Alan Mahood may well have toe poked Kilmarnock into Europe. Because as it stands, they are now in the UEFA Cup spot. But they've got to win, with Hearts 2-0 up against Dundee. They've got to hang on for the final 10 minutes. Mind you, they can be very dogged and determined when they want to be. They have to be now. They've only ever beaten Celtic 4 times since the Premier League was formed in the mid-70s. All those 4 victories were by a 2-0 scoreline here at Rugby Park. They could certainly do with that sort of cushion to make it a little less frantic. But they have set up quite a finale to the Scottish Premier League season. It looked like it wasn't going to happen for Bobby Williamson, but at the moment it is happening.
I think Bobby's been in the game long enough though to know there's still a bit of work to do here. He's still got, what, 8.5 minutes plus stoppage to go.
Here's Gary Hay. Well, I'm sure if Kilmarnock do hang on here and get into Europe, Craig Levein and Hearts will have something to say about the team that Martin O'Neill has put out here. It's a difficult situation, that, really, because it is a second-string side, but you can't blame Martin with the cup final ahead next week. Didn't want to risk any of his main men. But it'll be a sore one for Hearts to take. Yes, remember Larson and Moravcik were never going to play anyway because of injuries.
Well, they've really got to treat the ball as a prisoner now. They can't afford to give the ball away cheaply, Kilmarnock. They've done it throughout this match. And they have to make sure they get as much of the ball as possible.
Dindeleux. Cocard got the better of Stubbs. Here's Giacomo, who really has taken Kilmarnock forward in this game. He's grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, Giacomo. Just 18 years of age. Mahood, the goal scorer. Cocard. Here is Giacomo. Bodies all over the place. Oh, had his foot in then, Sanjuan. If Celtic were to snatch an equaliser, then the European pendulum would swing back in Hearts' favour. And they might be in here. Healy is there. Oh, and Maloney with a wonderful chance, but he didn't really connect properly.
Well, Celtic, on one of the few occasions in this second half, getting in behind there. Good ball by Alan Stubbs. And a decent pullback as well. And it sat very nicely for the youngster. Once again, just lacked the composure to find the target.
Celtic have had twice the number of attempts on goal than Kilmarnock. But Bobby Williamson won't be worrying too much about statistics. during the summer if his team qualify for the UEFA Cup. At the moment, they are doing just that, but it's going to be a nervous end to the campaign. Away by McGowne. It's a time to remain calm and composed, but I guess that's easier said than done. Now Calderon, and here's Giacomo. It would be fitting if he could clinch it for Kilmarnock, but what a tackle from Mahood.
I still think he should be getting the shot away here, Ian, the youngster. Had time to get the shot away. Mahood eventually gets round the back.
The talented teenager has been an inspiration to Kilmarnock today. Mahood finds Giacomo. Glasgow born with an Italian granddad, hence the name. McNamara's throw from Vega. Tries to get forward. Killie, Fotheringham. Here's Stubbs. Innes. It's a time to hang on to the ball, really, for Kilmarnock.
I've got to keep it in. That's just giving it away ever so cheaply. The one they could be doing with someone like Ian Durrant to get on the ball and make sure they don't lose it.
Well, Jackie McNamara could be in. And Hay was very close to him, and just as well. It's a corner, though.
Well, Kilmarnock gets switched off here. It's a good run by Jackie McNamara, not initially picked up. And Gary Hay, it just won't fall for Jackie McNamara. Gary Hay manages to get round the back.
There'll be a few frayed nerves around Rugby Park now as Fotheringham sends the corner in and Stubbs on the end of it. And those Kilmarnock fans will be rather relieved to see his header spring over.
Yeah, I think it's Kevin McGowne who does just enough here to put Alan Stubbs off his jump, just couldn't get over it. And as you would imagine, Gordon Marshall in no hurry at all to take this.
A nervous end to the season for the Kilmarnock fans, nearly in the UEFA Cup. Mark Reilly waiting to come on for them to shore things up. Calderon will make way, but here's Colin Healy and Ramon Vega. He's taken up a position as a striker. Boyd. Vega. Free kick conceded by the Swiss international for a foul on Kevin McGowne. Kilmarnock closing in on a European spot. Well, Paul Giacomo will get a wonderful round of applause here as he makes way.
Yeah, his has been the significant contribution for me this afternoon, Ian, the youngster, and hasn't even turned 19, doesn't turn 19 until next month. But what a crucial contribution he made at the goal and throughout the game here. And a thoroughly deserved round of applause from the Killie fans in the ground.
17-year-old striker Chris Boyd comes on for his debut. Giacomo has a bit of a calf problem. Teverly. Dindeleux back to Marshall. They've got to hold their nerve, Kilmarnock. They are nearly in the UEFA Cup. Hearts 2-0 up against Dundee, but that won't matter if Killie hang on here. If, though, Celtic were to grab an equaliser, then Kilmarnock would be shunted out of that European position and Hearts would move in. For inside the last minute of normal time, there'll be 2 minutes of added on time. Ramon Vega. Calderon away to Boyd just on. And he's been obstructed. And it's going to be a yellow card for Olivier Tebele, which is greeted by the Kilmarnock fans.
I think they'll be quite happy just to get the game stopped here, Kilmarnock. Gets them a chance to get pushed up to the halfway line. And they'll be quite happy for the game to be stopped as often as possible.
I don't think Hearts are going to be too impressed with the side put out by Celtic, as I mentioned. Kilmarnock, though, won't be too bothered, that's for sure. With Boyd. It's all about keeping the ball down that end now if they can. Your man of the match today?
I think the young man who's just gone off, I mean, I think Colin Healy has had a terrific afternoon for Celtic. He managed to get himself from box to box. But Paul Giacomo, for me, has stolen the show. And when it really mattered, when Kilmarnock looked as if they couldn't buy a goal, he was the man who decided to accept the responsibility, get himself in behind, and the pullback allowed Alan Mahood to separate the sides, and he's my Bank of Scotland man of the match.
And he's in behind again there, in behind the coaching staff, but he is the man of the match. Kilmarnock almost in Europe, and they'll get a free kick now for foul on against the Boyd who's just come off. Halfway through the 2 minutes of added on time. We shall not be moved is the cry from the Kilmarnock fans, and they might not be. Calderon, just hang on to it, Kilmarnock, and you are in Europe. Boyd. It's all over. Bobby Williamson has taken Kilmarnock into Europe again. They finished fourth for the third time in 4 seasons. And that really sums up the tremendous job that he has done here on limited resources. For quite a while it looked like Hearts would clinch that UEFA Cup spot as they strolled into a 2-goal lead over Dundee. Ali McCoist had to go off injured in the second half, but he's played his part this season in securing European football again for the Rugby Park faithful. It's smiles all round, but for quite a while here it wasn't. It looked like it was going to be Hearts Day, but Kilmarnock eventually got there through Alan Mahood's goal. A scrambled goal, a toe poke, but a vital goal, because it takes Kilmarnock back into Europe. Also, though, today is about this man. Ali McCoist bows out. A legend with Rangers, a career that began at St Johnstone, that also took in Sunderland, and that ends here in Kilmarnock. What a career. What a player, what a goal scorer, what a legend. It's farewell to Super Ali, but it's hello to Europe once again for Kilmarnock. Quick word about Mr McCoist though, David?
Yeah, I mean, I think all the adjectives have been used about him, but you know, I think the fact that he's still playing at his age tells you the love he has for the game. And you know, for him to finish in a high, I think it's fitting given his contribution to Scottish football in general. And Kilmarnock, you have to say, really have fallen over the finishing line today, but you have to remember the good work they did in the early part of the season. And although Hearts will be desperately disappointed, I don't think many would grudge Kilmarnock their UEFA Cup spot today.
Well, they took their time clinching a place in Europe, not just today, but over the last few weeks. In the end, it all came down to Alan Mahood's toe, and his toe took Bobby Williamson and Kilmarnock into Europe again. They pit Hearts to UEFA Cup spot. It finishes at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 0.